Little bit of a drizzly morning today. We're on our way to the new yard to move the 325 with 2 attachments and a wheel. Take it down the street to a job. I got to do the little bit of the yard move yesterday, but didn't get too much done. I was hoping to get more done today. Alright, so this is what I was fearing right here for this new yard, is coming here and having a car rot in that corner. I backed up. I tried taking it a couple times. Good thing this guy just got in his SUV, probably going to work, and we're going to go ahead and make that turn, but it's still going to be a tight one. Someone turned on the lights right here in this house because I was sitting here for a minute trying to figure out what I was going to do. I didn't want to back all the way out into the main road. Local low bed contractor. I hate taking curves. There's that hydrant. Lost the hydrant. Maybe I did it. Well, we'll see right now when we see water squirting up in the air. So right now we're up on that curb real good. Oh yeah, a lot better with that one car moved. But you can still see how close it is somewhat. So if he would have not moved, yeah, I don't think I would have made it. We got it done, that's what matters. Lost about 15-20 minutes trying to get around there. That's all right, it's all part of the game, right? That's what I'm trying to tell myself and learn. It's all part of the game, like I told my boss. If a load is late, a load is late. Those of you that don't know, we're going to go ahead and back up into here. Here's our new yard. This is what I got to work with right here. I'm sure these people ain't too happy right now hearing me. Sorry. Like I've said before, it's not by choice. If I had a choice, I wouldn't be here. But I'm just the chalan. I'm just the driver. I'm not the jefe. I'm not the dueño. I'm just the guy that gets told what to do. Turn on our lights, see if we can make it a little better for you guys. I think on my last recording, I broke the device that holds my phone, so I gotta order a new one. Light didn't help too much. One shot kill. One shot kill. Not to get too far off to the left. I gotta load that 325. Like I said, I don't want to be rushing the fence with the tracks. We'll get close to the way we usually do. There it is now. Problem is, now I gotta track up this hill to go get the attachments. After I told them, don't put the attachments up there. Keep them down here. Lost about 15-20 minutes right now, tracking them down. When I brought this machine in, it only came in for a repair, so I had said bottom line, I don't want any of the attachments up there. I want them all down here, neat, organized, but Of course, they got shoved up top with attachments we don't even use. So I had to fork them out, bring this one down, go get the wheel, fork that one out, move a bucket. And then the deal with this loader is forward, reverse, it gets stuck. So you put it in forward and it'll just stay like stuck in neutral or no gear, basically neutral. You put it in reverse, it'll do the same thing. So you got to play with it. I'm actually surprised no one has came out because it's pretty early and that loader is loud as hell. And what you guys saw right now with trying to get around the corner or whatever, it's going to be a nightmare. So I've already lost at least an hour this morning with just the car that was parked there, not being able to get around the corner. And then right now with the attachments, specifically I said this machine, don't put the attachments up there because I knew it was leaving. All right, so basically we're kind of on the downhill. It's pretty slippery right now. It's muddy. When you're coming over the island, downhill, it kind of cambers off to the driver's side a little bit. Take it real easy. These machines will take off, especially kind of these narrow tracks. This isn't too bad of a narrow track. I've had a narrow track where it's, you know, that much, half of this track, and it is crazy. You're barely riding the frame rail here. And then by law here in California, you actually got to put outriggers. I took that one across the scales and I didn't put outriggers on it. I didn't have a problem. But these things are real slick, so that's why I take it nice and easy. Don't go fast. Just pay attention what you're doing. Over the island's the worst because it's metal on metal. Once I get down on the wood, it's all right, but not to say you're hauling ass, you're going fast, they won't slide on you. So take into consideration your camber, side to side, front to back, and the weather condition. Like I said, it's not raining, it's not crazy, but I like to take it easy. I never want to lose the machine, have an accident happen. Let's get a chain down. Like I said, losing a lot of time, and we're not losing a lot of time because of my talking. We're losing a lot of time because of my obstacles. I always have an obstacle. Get a chain down, flagged up, and get out of here. And when we come out, we're gonna have to leave the same way. Pull to the right, back up, and go down. Get out of here. Yeah, I'm really surprised no one has came out. It's a good thing. I guess no one considered this, huh? Having the yard here. You could do this thing 1,000 times. Loading, unloading, and you just get that one day where it's different, or just that one job that is just like, what the hell is going on? We're gonna go ahead and chain down that attachment. Get our front banner on. I think this is my third set going through magnets. If you don't clean the bumper good, at least for me, they come off. I don't know why. So you got to clean all the dust or any water. That's it. Chain down and let's go. It's crazy on this attachment. I've been asking them to go ahead and weld this piece. It slides. It comes off real easy. Not comes off. It slides off real easy. So you got to lock it in place. Sometimes when you're loading and you need to uncouple this one, it'll be out here. You just got to get it right there and push it in. But sometimes that could be a nightmare too. So you got to pay attention. That van, it was like in a blind spot. It was directly behind me. Then it kind of went off into a blind spot. And you just got to find them again before you start doing anything drastic and hitting anybody. Not saying if you hit somebody, hey, you know, it's your fault, but it happens. You just want to avoid it. Here's another thing I didn't consider. I got to make a left-hand turn. We got an island right here. Oversized load, where do I go? Obviously, there's somewhere to do a U-turn. You go down a mile, 2 miles, Do you make the illegal left right here? Expose yourself on YouTube? Or do you make the right-hand turn? We shall find out. To be continued. Yeah, that was a nice Kenworth with that step deck. I didn't see if it was a split axle or a tandem axle. That was my first trailer I ever pulled, was a 48-foot split axle step deck. San Diego to LA every day. I learned a lot of things out there. Driving, a lot of tight spots. And with that split axle, it helped me learn. So we're late for the machine delivery. I actually got the foreman calling me right now, but I'm around the corner, so I'm not even gonna answer him. Let me know about that 2-story McDonald's. I'm telling you, anybody with the bad back, bad knees, not for you. Oh, my truck's gonna fall apart. last rainstorm, I wouldn't call it a storm, but the last couple times it rained, all this got flooded right here. Pretty much about right here, almost all the way to the intersection light. It was like 4 or 5 feet deep. A contractor's pickup got stuck in here actually. We're getting pretty close to getting this roller, and it hasn't kind of stopped coming down pretty good. Light drizzle, but pretty steady. So usually I avoid from doing this, but picking up rollers in the rain. We're gonna see what they got, if they have anything to load it with. I'm sure they do, I just don't know if they're using all the machines right now, or even if they're working. But I avoid from loading rollers, side loading them when it's even misty, because metal on metal, everybody knows that's a disaster waiting to happen right there. Worst case scenario, if they don't have anything, what I'm going to do is go ahead and disconnect the tractor from the trailer, set the trailer on the ground, and then go ahead and just put the ramps on the side, and that lowers the angle a lot. And if we lift it, I'm going to show you guys how to lock them up too in the middle. You gotta, most equipment you lift that articulate, it's got a lock on them that you got to use before lifting. I know a couple guys here that have wanted to move rollers and lifted them, and they didn't lock it and messed it up, broke all the middle and all that. So I'll show you guys how to do that if we end up lifting it. I'll show you either way. Yeah, they're not working. So we're gonna go ahead and use, oh no, never mind, I don't feel like moving stuff. So we're gonna go ahead and side load it, but I'm gonna go ahead and rest the trailer on the ground to lower my load angle. And what I'm gonna do, this street does camber off to the left. Not much, but it does. But I'm gonna use the far left to go with the street, you know. I don't want to fight going up. I want it to try to come up. I want it to come up easy. At least somewhat come up easy. Where is the roller anyway? I'm asking you guys like you know. Where did these guys leave the roller? Where is that roller? Maybe it's under the tarp. They like putting stuff under the tarp sometimes. Maybe it's in there. Maybe it's in here. Nasty. Avoid from using those. See, like us, when I go to lift light towers, I tell my boss there's no pin. There's nothing. So I gotta get a 1/2-inch chain, wrap it all through here on this backside and lift it. I can't do light towers. I mean, I could, I'll make it happen. It's just everything I do is a nightmare. Look, it's not even resting all the way down. Anyway, I'm over here stressing about that like I'm gonna move it. I'll wet my nalgas, mis nachas. So what I was saying is, if I had to lift this roller right now with this excavator, and like I said, they already lost the pin. So I carry one, but we're not gonna lift it. But you wanna lock it up right here, otherwise you'll break all this. It'll split your wig. All right, let's get it fired up. Oh, fudge. I got myself on that. I don't even know why we still have that, but it's the way we do things. I got myself on one of those. Ah, that hurt. Yeah, look at all that. Damn it. I'm gonna break this off right now. I'm gonna tie it up with something else. I think second week on the job with this roller. Like I said, we got it pretty much new with like 7 hours on it. They broke the key. All right, let it warm up a little bit. Everything on. $895 hours, 0.3. I would have to calculate that and see how many days of use that is. All right, so we'll drop the trailer on the ground, lay our ramps out, and see how this goes. Let's get all sideways. I was talking to myself for a while and not recording. Anyway, what I was saying as I was talking to myself is make sure you keep that fifth wheel slider greased. It helps a lot. When you disconnect and reconnect, you don't need to slam your truck. You don't need to slam the fifth wheel. You don't need your kingpin. Just make sure it's locked. Give it a little tug. If the front end of your truck's looking like it's doing a wheelie, doing it all wrong, and a lot of people do it that way. And I don't know why. I know these trucks are built tough, but you ain't gotta treat them like that. Just nice and easy, you know. A little love. Also, I had to put the roller in the middle, but I had to move it back to the edge because I forgot we got to get the skid steer, bucket, sweeper, and a breaker. So I'm gonna put the bucket and the breaker next to the roller. And then, of course, leave the sweeper hooked up and put that behind the roller. I'm not too sure even if I want to do the skid steer. I mean, we're already out, so we might as well. It's just these skid steers don't have good tires, and they tend to slide a lot, especially when it's wet. I almost lost the skid steer, actually, a couple years ago. It was a misty morning, it wasn't even raining, and the thing took off to the edge of the trailer, and I don't know how I didn't lose it. I really don't. I should have lost it, but I don't know how. I can't tell you it was experience. I think it was all luck. There was no experience in that. I was panicked. I should have brought an extra pair of boxers that day because, oof, I needed them. But I didn't lose it. It got done, and it's a dangerous game in the rain. Backhoes, excavators, loaders, I don't mind. It's the little stuff. Rollers, skid steers, they take off on you real fast. Well, let's get this to where the skid steer's at and see what we can get done. Nice and dry. Shouldn't have an issue with the skid steer, which is nice. I mean, either way, we'll get it done, right? I hope. Tow away, tow away, tow away. Yeah, all right, cool. I'll take that. Yeah, doing that wheelie. Got cool in the reservoir. It's jacked. Oil looks good. Man, we are on a roll. What is this? What is this? It's Christmas time for the Grinch. I like it. I like it. Huh, the stuff that excites me, huh? You ever got to do the shit I do? I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm not saying I make the world go round, but man, what I deal with, I'm telling you, you got to work here to believe it. Holy. And a happy new year. I love it. I love it. Now, this foreman that I'm picking it up from, he's actually pretty good. He's cool. There's some you could talk to and explain and say, hey, because of this, this, and this, that's why I say things, or, you know, I want things a certain way, but he's actually cool. I'm glad he got that. Anyway, let's load it up. You guys talk too much. You guys take too much of my time. Let's get to it. 367. Setback. Anyone wondering for a cold start? Cycle your key on, depending which one your guys' button is. There it is. Anywhere, you know, 5 to 15 seconds, just depends. And do it the Grinch's way. So as you can see, it's not all the way down. This breaker's a little weird, so I'm going to try to get it to. There it is. Got it. All right, as you can see, I'm touching. It's gonna have to touch either way. If I would have not touched it, bumped it, rubbed it, whatever you want to call it, when you bind these two together, the vibration, the jumping of the trailer, it brings them tight together and they slide in together. With this chain angle the way it is, or that roller, it brings it together in the middle. So either way they're gonna meet, they're gonna touch. No damage. Probably didn't even scratch the paint. It's just right there. Just get it chained down. So right on that corner right there, Grape and 44th, Guy Fieri visited that lunch truck. I forgot what kind of food it is. I want to try it, but it's real famous. I want to say it's Mediterranean maybe, but apparently Guy Fieri visited that lunch truck. And then a local San Diego guy too that does a food channel, I'm gonna put his name on, but he visited it. He said it was pretty good. So one of these days we're gonna have to stop by there. There's a couple things I saw on the menu that looked pretty good. Wouldn't mind trying 2 or 3 things. like this neighborhood. Seems like very historical. Oh, South Park Historic District. Never saw that sign. But I guess it's obvious, you can tell. Gives a good vibe. I like that house. I like that house. Overall, the pickup right now went really good. As you could see, when I'm moving the skid steer, there's a plastic under it. So he must have not had a drip pan. So they laid plastic with a sandbag around, that way it doesn't blow away. But when I come off of those, I try not to turn it as much. That way I don't rip it, ruin it, have to pick it up and clean it up or whatever it is. I try to leave it all intact the way the machine's sitting on it. The less I got to do, the better. Either way, they got to go pick up signs. So they'll pick up the bags and fold up that little plastic tarp. It's not too much, but you do that on every job, you're going to be losing a lot of time. You know how I feel about time. I'm on the go. 10 minutes in and out. Loaded, chain down, and out to the next. Coming southbound, trying to make this turn right here, you got to take it almost from the opposite side of the street. Oh, and look at this truck right here. I didn't leave room for him to get by, but that's what they do. So you got to be careful. I'm like, I should have stayed halfway, but like I said, you just got to swing it wide, and everyone gets pissed. We'll let him by, and hopefully, obviously that Mustang knows what he's doing because he stayed back. Thank you, buddy. So yeah, coming up this way to make that right turn, that's a real nightmare. Gotta watch people like that, I don't know, Cherokee that was next to me right now. They don't care. They could care. I mean, I don't really mind. It didn't slow me down any. It's just if you're not paying attention, or you kind of, it'll cost you an accident. So always keep your eyes open. Don't assume, keep your eyes open and expect the worst with these drivers. I'm only happy because I'm having a good day. Tomorrow will be a different story. This ramp right here, you better be ready to grab gears, boy. It's coming hot. Start grabbing gears. Alright, I recorded the whole offload, but of course, I don't know how to do things right, so it stopped recording. Well, it didn't stop recording. It fell over, got knocked over, so I recorded nothing. But just a side unload again, skid steer off the rear. Just look out for both sides, traffic. They come hella fast through here, so get our chains put away. Like I think we have a 911 right now to do, so I gotta move some plates apparently. Talked to the foreman in the morning about it, but it wasn't a 911 until the end of the day because he needs them now. The day's ending, so now it's a 911. So get this put away, chains put away, and we'll call him up and see what he's got. And then just so you guys know too, my end dump plumbing right here, I'm sure they sell a cover, but I work in a lot of dust, dirt, and I always clean it before I plug it up. But just to try to keep it as clean as possible, I cover it up like this, and that's how it stays until I'm ready to use it again. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. It's a day. We got a lot of work tomorrow, and it's crazy because I'm gonna be off Friday. Monday I didn't know was a holiday, and I got work for at least 2 days for a Tuesday morning start. So my boss and I are trying to figure out what we could do to get this done, figured out. I wanted to just come in Monday, but being that it's a holiday and we work for, the city, they don't allow it. We're not allowed to. And Saturday, I don't know if I can make it or not, but we'll make something work. Friday, I'm supposed to be off, but I'm thinking Friday I'll do an early morning start, maybe 3:30, work to 10 a.m., and then just call it a day and try to get whatever I could done for Tuesday morning. And then Tuesday morning, I'm going to have to start up a little bit early. Quick question to anybody that knows hydraulic systems, tanks. Brand new cap, brand new gaskets. Everything's tight, doesn't leak anymore the way it used to. Brand new breather. Just got the breather on, I want to say a week ago, and I've only used the end dump once, and it's still spilling out hydraulic fluid. And the thing is, this tank is not full. What I've done was I've lifted the end dump all the way up in the air. Then I took this off and I checked how much fluid I had in there. So with the end dump lifted all the way in there, the ram extended with fluid in it, I think there's only about half a gallon in here left when it's all extended up in the air. Now when it comes back down, of course it pushes all the fluid back in, and who knows, it's probably somewhere around here, quarter, I don't know how much, but I know it's got fluid. I don't think it's half, so I don't know why it's pushing back out again. This is all hydraulic fluid, and that's the whole reason why I got a new breather, because I know you got to change them out every now and again. So anybody know about this stuff? I don't know too much. I learn as I go. I'm not a mechanic. I'm kind of self-taught. Let me know why it's leaking, what I need to do, or a different breather. I didn't find too many breathers out there on the market. This was the most common one, and that's it. So let me know, drop me a comment. Thank you for watching. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, please. I'm finding a lot of viewers are non-subscribers viewing the content. Hey, that's cool, but subscribe. Let me know what you guys think. Good, bad, positive, negative, same thing, but you guys know what I mean. Let me know.